global trends and this move to increasing value actually starting to bring and shape the way that cross-border payments are made?
Yeah. So, I mean, cross-border payments are now becoming extremely common. I think the rise of platforms are helping merchants access the right solutions and the right providers that can allow them to sell cross-border. With our platforms, retail merchants, for example, would struggle to connect into different shipping providers or language APIs to localize their website in certain regions, FX providers for FX. So the fact that it's now much easier for merchants and even different payment platforms to access these services has significantly increased cross-border volume and flow. We've seen it on our side. PPRO was born out of the cross-border world. We made a name for ourselves a few years ago around cross-border payments. We're starting to see that accelerate even faster just because it's so much easier to access some of these services and build a holistic cross-border transaction flow, because doing business cross-border is not only about the transaction, it's about all the elements around a transaction as well.
Yeah, I mean, we still get the PPRO Almanac coming through, where we get to see all the different appetites for cross-border and everything around that. So
exactly, yeah, and that's huge. Knowing what payment methods to use, knowing what markets to move into is very important, but also knowing how to enter those markets and having the right services in those markets is extremely important. That's actually where PPRO's future is. We'll always be, core of our business, I think, will always be payments. That's what we stand for. We love payments. We're PPRO, the original name of PPRO is the payment professionals, and we'll always stay payment professionals. But we're starting to provide more value around the transaction. So
as you get enhanced data around
it, exactly, more data within the system. We're starting to provide acquiring platform as a service for certain partners. We're starting to do shipping APIs for some clients. We're starting to do checkout page widgets for certain clients so they can move into countries quicker. They can display payment methods on their checkout easier. So we're trying to move into that world, and that's certainly where I see the future.
Well, you've kind of touched on it, but I'm going to just focus in on it a bit more.
Okay.
How can PPRO stay at the forefront of that innovation? It's moving so quickly. How can one organization handle all of that?
Yeah, well, I think it's the same challenge as merchants. It's about working with the right partnerships out there. PPRO is a business where, we're turning into a big business, but our success is entirely dependent on our partnerships that we put in place. So the partnerships we have with acquirers, gateways, PSPs, service providers, etc., is what makes us successful. So that is where our growth is going to come from. That's where, like I said,
you've got a big job ahead of you then.
That's where a lot of the work's going to be done. And I think, it sounds a bit cliche, but I think we're only just getting started. I think it's the same way the same way that the industry is reaching an inflection point. I think PPRO as well is about to reach an inflection point as a business.